Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 23 Days of Hope. I am Sherry Wary, and I am the CEO, founder, and empowerment strategist of Wary Consultations LLC. I specialize in empowering women and youth to rise from their pain and to live inspired and transformed lives. I'm a speaker, an author, and ultimately just really passionate about helping people to be their best selves. So, we are now on day 5 of 23 Days of Hope. This is part of my birthday celebration. April is my birth month. My actual birthday is April 23rd, hence the 23 Days of Hope. And we are now on day number 5. So today I'm going to be talking about hope to live. And I mean that in a literal sense, but I'll probably get a little bit more figuratively down or later on in the video. I am a little nervous about this video because I'm going to be sharing information that I've never shared before, but I'm definitely still going to do it, hence the fact you're watching this video. And also because of the fact that I know that there is victory and healing and freedom and liberty that comes by not being bound by your story. That means the good parts of it and the not so good, or the uncomfortable parts of it as well. So one thing that I have been very open about, at least in the past few years, it took me a long time to get to this point, but within the past few years, I've actually been very open about the fact that in 2007, I did attempt suicide and tried to take my own life. I won't go into a lot of details in this particular video as far as what happened leading up to it, what happened the day of, and even afterwards. I'm just going to be really general and brief. But if you would like to read the detailed story, you can scroll through my social media posts on Instagram or Facebook. And I will also put the link to a blog that I actually wrote for an Advent devotional about 2 or 3 years ago now. So I'll put the link in the bio, and that does go into a lot more detail as far as, what happened in that experience on that day. So long story short, 2007, by the time I got to August in 2007, I was just really in a place of depression. I had not been clinically diagnosed. I did not tell anybody what was going on. I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell my friends. I was hiding the fact that I was experiencing all of this pain. I was in a relationship with a guy, and it wasn't healthy at all. And that was part of the reason why I got into that point. I don't want to place the full blame on him, but I do want to be honest about the fact that being in an unhealthy relationship with an unhealthy individual and then having unprocessed pain myself was just a bad combination of events. So I had that going on where I was in a really bad relationship. I was going through things on my job and was then got to the point where I was now in between employment, and then just kept getting I guess triggers would be the best way to describe it, of just things from my past that I thought I had gotten over and that I just realized that I hadn't. And so I got to this point where I really felt like the world would just be better without me. A Saturday night in August of 2007, I went to CVS. I bought a bottle of extra strength Tylenol pills, and my plan was to take those the next day and then just be over with it. So that next day, which was a Sunday, I didn't go to church. That afternoon, I took the whole bottle. It was about 30 pills of extra strength Tylenol, 500 milligrams, was taking them two at a time until the whole bottle was gone. And I figured that within an hour, I would be done with. That would just be the end of my life. So I laid down to go to sleep because I didn't want to be awake to feel kind of how that would happen. So I laid down in my bed to go to sleep and was not able to sleep, which probably is not a surprise. And so about 10 minutes after taking all the pills, I realized that I wasn't sure that I wanted to die. I wasn't 100% sure that I wasn't to live, but I also wasn't now 100% sure that I wanted to actually die in my life. So I called 911, went to the hospital, had some really amazing people, including Christians that were part of my care staff, who took care of me that night that I was in the hospital and really witnessed to me about hope and having hope. And so that began my process of just like healing. So here's the thing that I had never shared with anyone before, is that process of healing, it took several years. And even though the attempt was in August of 2007, for about 4 or 5 years, say maybe about 4 years, maybe five, I still struggled with suicidal thoughts where, let's say, if I was going through a really tough time, then one of my, um, I guess, go-to solutions or possible solutions would be like, you know what, maybe I should have went with it in 2007 since I didn't. Maybe I should just do it again. Um, and it's really hard admitting that out loud because, again, nobody knew. I didn't share that really with, like I wasn't going around telling people like, hey, having this, issue right now. So I didn't make that public. And so the process of actually having the hope to live was really tough for several years, even after my attempt where I actually went through the actual attempt to end my life. And so just from 2007 up until, like I said, the next about 4 or 5 years, life still did not get any easier. And while there were some things I can look back and say like, oh, those were good things that happened during that time period, it was still a very tough time in my life. And so whenever things would get just extremely hard, thoughts will come into my mind like, this is why you shouldn't be alive. This is why you shouldn't even be here. You're just wasting space and the world would be better without you and things of that nature. And even though I was having those thoughts, I knew it wasn't a case. I had family who loved me. I had friends who really cared about me, but just the burden of failure, the burden of mistakes, the burden of disappointment, of hurt, of rejection from, people that I thought just cared for me as much as I cared for them, just it became a lot. And just trying to navigate life and just take care of things and be a responsible adult and just navigate different issues that were going on in my life. So thankfully, I no longer have those issues, those thoughts, when things get hard. Like, me, I have moments where I may cry and be upset or frustrated or sad or whatever. But I am so thankful that those thoughts of ending my life are no longer an issue. And so I'm sharing this because, one, I want to encourage someone else who may have had the same experience or may be on the verge of having similar experiences or going through the same things, to let you know, have hope to live. Is that being on the other side of all of that, I'm in such a much better space. And it's not that life now is perfect. I mean, I still have different challenges and things of that nature, but my perspective of hope allows me to be an overcomer and allows me to find solutions to be able to deal with, different things that are going on. And, sometimes it still fails, it doesn't work out, but I know that if, hey, plan A doesn't work out, I can just try plan B or plan C. And so, especially during this time right now where we are going through a global pandemic, I know that individuals who are already seeking support for their mental health because they just needed, that support because of other things that have happened to their life, this may be exacerbating those mental health issues. And then maybe for some of you who are watching this video, you're just in a space of just an increased anxiety and concern and worry, just because that there's a lot of things that just seem very uncertain right now in our world. And I just want to encourage you just to have hope to live, figuratively, have hope to live through it. It's not just about succumbing to the concerns or the problems or the worries. It's just really about knowing that you have the capability to be able to overcome, to conquer, to prosper, and to even have abundance even in a time of famine. And when I talk about abundance, I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about abundance and peace of mind, abundance in the satisfaction and the assurance in your spirit, the satisfaction in your heart, and just a contentment with who you are and who God created you to be, and his plan for your life. My favorite scripture is Romans 8:28. It says that all things work together for good to them that love God and answer his call to purpose. And so the good and the bad, the global pandemic and the times of peace and prosperity, it all works together for your good. The times of heartache and disappointment, the times of joy and successes and progression, all of it works together for your good to allow you to be able to walk in the purpose that God created you for, and to allow you to be able to still have that closeness with God, to not only love him, but to also experience his love for you in return. So I want to encourage everyone that is watching this video is to have hope to live, no matter where you are, no matter what has happened to you, no matter where you are uncertain when it comes to what's going to happen later on today or even tomorrow, the next week or the next few months. It's still have hope to live. So that is all that I have for today. If you would like to check me out and keep in contact with me, you can go to my website, at sherrywary.com. You can follow me on social media as well. It is Sherry C. Weary, or Sherry _ Weary, sorry, on Instagram and Twitter. And then on Facebook, you can like my business page, which is Sherry C. Weary. As of the date of this video, this is Sunday, April 4th. I am taking a social media break, so I'm only posting the 23 Days of Hope, and that's it. So if you reach out or message me or comment on my social media accounts, you won't get a response from me until Sunday, April 12th. That's when I will come back. But if you do need to reach me, you're more than welcome to email me at sherry@sherrywary.com. And so I'll make sure all this information is in the caption of this video as well. So take care, have hope to live, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for day 6 of 23 Days of Hope. All right, take care. Bye.